Foul. They miss. Stuart Bingham, 4. Back. Back to it. Look about right, Robert. Yeah, happy with that, Stuart?
Not sure Rob played a hit that red. I think he was playing the white into the pack there. And he's left a half chance here for Stewart. Yeah, I'm not sure Rob played into the pack there. Sorry, I think he did play into the pack there. And he's left the red across the cushion for Stewart.
These are lengthy days. It's been a lengthy couple of days, or in Bingham's case, 4 days here. But you know, we've seen it with him time and again in the Championship League. He's got the ability to just keep on going, keep that concentration maintained. Okay, there, the split wasn't to his liking. But he does have that mental stamina you need in the Championship League.
Yeah, I mean, it's you know, they started playing at 11 o'clock. We're now approaching 8 o'clock at night. You know, it's a long day. And both of these players, I think, you know, will be feeling it a little bit, but this is where you've got to try and, you know, just one final push, you know, 3 more frames, and you can be the group winner.
If Milkins is looking for a little bit of historical boost, how about this? They played each other in Group 2. Oh, Bingham sorting that one out. They played each other in Group 2 in 2015 when Bingham won the overall title and Milkins beat him. But it seems to me as though the 2015 world champion is growing in confidence with every match.
Yeah, I mean, if you take the first match out he played this morning, he's played fantastic. Like I said, the number of big breaks he's knocked in, you know, in the all round play. He did have a couple of slip ups in the one match where he couldn't quite finish Barry Hawkins off, but apart from that, he has played some fantastic snooker.
Knowing Stewart, if he does win the group, he'll be overjoyed because he's been on the brink of elimination twice. The only negative for him, it means if he wins the group, he can't come back for Group 3 in early January. And he's one of those players, as you mentioned before, Lee, he can't get enough competitive snooker.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm sure Stewart will be taking a few days off over Christmas. And then I think the Masters starts on the 8th of January. So having this to play in, you know, it would be quite handy. But obviously, he will want to try and win this group, and then he'll be into the finals group.
4.
It wasn't an easy pot. Had he avoided the in-off, he would have been okay. He would have had cover. But the whites rudely dropped.
Yeah, and he's given a nice chance here now for Rob. The black is open, and there's a few loose reds. Might have to play a cannon here, just looking to see where he wants the cue ball to go into the pack to give him the best possible chance to be on a red. It's okay. He's got a red to the centre. And now he's opened up a few more reds as well.
70.
Might choose to go into the pack. I don't think he could play a cannon to the pink or into the pack. He's gone into the pack. It's not perfect.
22. Mm. 23.
It's a final that pits two veterans together, both 46 years of age.
46 is a very good age, Phil.
Veterans in terms of, yeah, years on the circuit, but in terms of the way they approach snooker,
30.
they play a young man's game. Very attacking.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't think there's certainly not many more attacking players than Rob on the tour, you know, and he plays
31.
very, very quickly, scores very quickly. You know, one of the quickest players on the tour and one of the most aggressive players on the tour, and you know, Stewart is the same. You know, I don't think there will be, although both have really good safety games, I don't see this
37.
being that much of a safety battle. I think this will be an all-out potting battle.
$38.
Because of his style of play, Milkins has always given that impression that he's a little nonchalant. But don't be confused. He's not. He badly wants to win this group.
Yeah, I mean, that's just Rob's style, and you know, he's always played like that since you know, I first remember him in tournaments in Keynsham Snooker Club when we were in our teens, and you know, he's never been any different. That's always the way he's played. He hasn't changed the way he's played at all.
44.
You know, just basically sees the shot, gets down, plays it, and you know, always kind of been 1-2 feathers at the most, and strike the ball. So you know, and it served him very well over the years. You know, if you can stay, you know, roughly about top 32 for as many years as he has, then you are a very, very good snooker player.
51.
Yeah, and he sorted these out
52.
very nicely. Not sure if any of these reds, I don't think they will go into the, although he's playing at the bottom, this one obviously does go. Doesn't look like it'll go on the, from my view, but it obviously will.
58.
46 points in front. Push in for the black. Doesn't want to go
59.
behind the red. He's fine.
Yeah, needed to tweak on a little bit of side there, didn't he? And he got just enough on.
Yeah, and should be very straightforward now. Just the red needed.
66.
And very quickly, Rob Milkins has won the opening
67.
frame. And when you're playing somebody that scores as quick as Rob does, you know, it can be very off-putting. You know, 1 minute, you know, there's 10, 11 reds left, and
72.
the next, couple of minutes later, you're setting the balls up. So Stewart will be used to this because he will have played him
73.
many times. But it can be very off-putting when somebody scores as quickly as Rob does.
80. 81.
Is he going to launch the final with a century?
Certainly looks that way now, Phil.
87. 88, sorry. 89.
And there's the commentator's curse.
Yeah, too much juice
95.
in screwing back off the pink. The break ends at 95, but missing out on the century is only a minor irritation for Rob Milkins. Bingham was in first. He missed a red, ran in off, and Milkins has made his presence felt, striking the first blow in this Group 2 final. The milkman really delivered in that first frame. A 95 break to suggest that Stuart Bingham has got his hands full, but throughout the 4 days here, Group 1 and 2, Bingham has faced down adversity and find an answer. He has. Just looking down their head-to-head record over the years, Milkins has beaten Bingham in big tournaments. 2001 UK Championship, 5-3. Much more recently in the 2020 German Masters, 5-3 also. And in last year's Welsh Open, first round, he beat Bingham 4-2. What a first round draw that is in a world ranking event. Milkins against Bingham. Tough school.
Yeah, very tough school. You know, some of the draws that do crop up these days with the way that it's structured in sort of the Home Nations events. You can get you know, you can kind of get two amateurs playing each other, and you can also get sort of number 1 playing number 17. So yeah, you can get some. There can be some really tasty draws first round.
Yeah, I well recall we were at the World Grand Prix in Cheltenham a few years ago, and Ali Carter went deep in that event, and straight afterwards he went down to the Welsh Open, where he'd drawn Stuart Bingham in the first round. Carter Bingham in the first round of a ranking event. Now that was high tariff. He was bound to leave something.
Yeah, it was a really good safety shot that Stewart played. Kind of forced Rob into having a go at this red, and he's actually been a little bit fortunate not to leave something a little bit easier. It's a similar red to the one Stewart missed in the last frame. Certainly not easy. And he struck that really well.
1.
Has he just slipped behind the red, or is he,
6.
the way he's looking, I think he's okay.
Seven.
Again, okay, he's on the last red that was rolling, but this is a little more tricky than it might appear.
Yeah, but if he can get this, Phil, and then he's nudged the one away from the black, so
30.
now it's worked out really good. Nice shot there just to drop that in and stay on the black, and the cannon that he played into the pack, one of the reds has nudged the red away from the black and left the black in the open, so this has now turned into what didn't look like a good split at first, has actually turned in now to a pretty decent chance for Stewart.
Yeah, had to be really delicate on that previous red.
20.
And now he's occupying prime position.
Yeah, and this is really where, you know, virtually all day, apart from the first match, you know, Stewart's been exceptional around this black spot area. And, you know, the way he has been playing, you know, you wouldn't be surprised if there wasn't many left when he leaves the table.
And the scoring has come from nowhere.
28.
He arrived here on Monday morning, having made for him a paltry number of centuries
29.
this season, only 7. And he's more than double that in 4 days.
Yeah. Stewart, prolific century break maker when he's playing well. And, you know, it's certainly wouldn't surprise me if we see
36.
another one here, the way these balls are situated. Black open, pink open.
37.
I think Rob will be thinking that this frame is gone. But we have seen today the odd little mishap from Stewart, where you think he's going to win and he's maybe played the odd careless shot. But I really can't see it happening here.
45.
That's the thing, Lee, isn't it? We were talking about mental stamina at the start of the final, but when you get
52.
this far, the target is very much in sight, and the thoughts are crystallised.
Yeah, I mean, you just, it's 3 more frames, isn't it? So you're just looking for one final push.
53.
This is kind of a unique event where you have to play so many matches in one day. But Stewart's played in this event many times. He knows exactly what it's all about. And like I said earlier, he, in his days of playing multiple pro-ams, he was prolific in winning them. So, when you play those kind of pro-ams, you kind of starting
59.
early in the morning and finishing late at night if you win them. So, not something that's new to him, that's for sure.
Could be a snag there, though. Not the best positional shot. Well recovered.
Yeah, nice
60.
recovery. .67 in front. 75 points on the table.
67.
So either of these reds and Robert Milkins will need a snooker.
68.
Not a bad final so far, Phil.
I think, as expected, given the way both combatants have played to get here, but you never know
75.
how finals will pan out.
No, sometimes finals can be a little bit of a
76.
letdown, when players have played so well to reach the final. But this one, certainly not disappointing at the moment.
Chance for Bingham here to equal
83.
his own high break in the group, 142.
84.
Yeah, it's unbelievable how many since the first match he's played, how many times he's been on for sort of 140 plus breaks. I think he's had 2, and I think he's, two other occasions. I think one he missed the brown, one he missed the last red, I think. And he's on for another 1 year. So,
91.
that is incredibly high scoring.
92.
Just goes to show you what a great player he is, though.
98. 99.
Special stuff. That's 12 centuries from Bingham
106.
on the week. 8 in this group.
Yeah, that is incredibly high scoring.
Thank you. 107.
Just to put some figures on what Lee was saying, he's made a 142, a 140, a 130 and a 120 in this group.
He won't be able to get a 140 now this time because he's taken the blue there with the last red. So, just a mediocre 139, yeah.
$117.
And in super quick time as well.
121.
Bit like me, Phil.
My silence
126.
tells its own story.
132.
That was big boy snooker from Stuart Bingham. What a way to respond to losing the opening frame in what's turning out to be a cracking final. It's Stuart Bingham 1, Robert Milkins 1. When a world-class player gets into the groove, they can make centuries for fun. That's the case with Stuart Bingham. He's played an awful lot of competitive snooker here since Monday at the Morningside Arena in Leicester. And whenever he gets in amongst them, you fancy him to put together a big number. Nevertheless, Rob Milkins also made a big number in the first frame, 95, and so what started out as the best of 5 is now distilled to the best of 3.
Half chance here for Stuart. No, maybe he can't get through. He's caught that a bit thick. Rob looking up at a plant here into the left-hand black pocket. I think he is. I think he's going for it, and this is going to open the reds everywhere.
Thank you.
And I think he's landed on the black.
I hope Matt Selt didn't see that. That's the polar opposite of what happened to Selt in his semi-final in the decider against Bingham. He potted a great red. Didn't drop on anything. Worse still, snookered himself on all 6 colours.
Yeah, that was incredible, the shot that Matt potted a great red, and you know, to finish where he did was incredible.
8.
And that's the opposite side of the coin. Knocking in the plant, being bold, and getting a big reward potentially.
Yeah, I mean, he I did say that he would split the reds everywhere, and he certainly has done that. Just slightly overrun here, the blue, so probably have to play a little cannon to something, or he could just play for the gap. Yeah, he's played for the gap. Played it nicely.
$14.
If he can pot this red, get on the black, and then leave himself an angle to pot the red, which is underneath the black.
15.
And that will then open the black into both corner pockets, and this will become an excellent chance for Robert Milkins. Yeah, and he had the angle to do that, so now he'll pot this red. Black will then be available into both corner pockets.
22. 23.
Didn't want that cannon there on the red, but it's okay. He's got the red closest to the left-hand black pocket.
Yep.
Need some lengthy tackle here.
Yeah, if I had this shot, I'm not sure there'd be enough equipment for me to reach this one, Phil.
Ja. 31.
I might play a little cannon here on the red that's directly above the black. Oh, but he's got to pot the black.
Robert Milkins, 31.
You know, missing a black off its spot could well have cost Milkins a semi-final against Jordan Brown. He should have gone 2-1 up, missed the black off its spot as frame ball in the third frame. Brown salvaged that frame on the black, and you thought Milkins might be wobbling. Far from it. He came through 3-2, but that was a bad miss.
Yeah, I think if Rob pots a black there, that would have put him 38 points in front in the position that he had with the black on the spot. I think he'd have gone on and won the frame. As it is now, not, you know, difficult to win the frame in this visit because there's quite a few reds close to the cushion. Certainly a chance for Stewart to get right back in this frame.
Eight. Nine.
When Stephen Hendry speaks, you simply have to listen. And he's convinced that it's not the great pots you knock in that make the difference, it's the easy ones you miss. For Milkins, that should have been elementary, that black. His focus was split somewhat
40.
because he was concentrating on the positional cannon, but even so, the black should not have gone astray.
Yeah, you know, I don't think he's missed too many of them today, and over the 4 days, he'd be very, very disappointed. But I think you could see there, you know, it is a long day playing in this type of event, and
15.
you know, I think you can see there that Rob looking a little bit tired there, which I'm sure both players are. And certainly when you miss a black like that, that's going to make you even more tired.
Sick and tired.
$22.
Do it, just concentrating here on taking all these loose reds.
Thank you. 23.
Got the black, he'll be only 1 point behind, so still got a few easier reds to play for. Yeah, played that nicely. And nothing worse than sitting in your seat as Rob is there, knowing that these should all have been yours. It's a great shot from
31.
Stewart there, playing to develop the red. Knew if he missed the cannon he was going to be on the blue. Excellent shot choice.
And with the pink, he hits the front in the frame.
37. $38.
Yep, so he'll be trying to work out now if it is possible, if he can make enough points not to need all of these reds. Blue going in puts him 12, unless it's go. Yeah, blue puts him, very nice shot there. Blue puts him 12 points in front.
43.
So if he could take 3 reds and 3 blacks here, that would put him 36 It's 36 points in front, and he wouldn't need the last red close to the cushion.
Good maths, big ask.
$44.
You might actually decide to play on that red here anyway. He's coming around to have a look at it. No, he's coming around to have a look at the one on the opposite, the other side of the table. But he has decided to play for it.
Play to the table there, because they have been going in down the cushions quite easily.
51.
And for a right-hander, this shouldn't be too much of a problem.
Yeah, and finish perfect on that
52.
red as well, where he could just drop that in because he wasn't straight on that down the cushion. He could just drop that in. Not much pace, and he's nicely off the cushion for the black.
Yep.
So 28 in front now.
59.
So red and the black will put him 36 in front. He'll obviously want to get the last red if possible as well, just to make absolutely sure of the frame.
Thank you. 60.
Rob Milkins will be hurting, stinging, smarting. Call it what you will.
Yeah, but he's not out of this frame yet. Only one snooker. But every chance he might be in one himself here.
Stuart Bingham, 67.
Milkins erred, Bingham capitalised.
Foul. Stuart Bingham, 4.
Frame is conceded. Rob Milkins shoots out of the arena. He needs time to gather his thoughts, no doubt. He was in first there, but he missed a ball that should not have gone astray. Stuart Bingham was rock solid, and with that, the former world champion takes a 2-1 lead. One more frame needed, and he'll win Group 2. Will Stuart Bingham be driving home for Christmas with Group 2 in his pocket? I think he deserves it, to be honest. I think he's been the best player in the group overall, but it doesn't quite work out like that sometimes. Rob Milkins is still a live threat. Bingham leads 2-1. He needs one more frame, and he will get the job done. But Milkins was 2-1 down in his semi-final against Jordan Brown and found some inspiration. Can he do so again, Lee Walker?
Yeah, I certainly wouldn't rule him out at this moment in time. You know, I think that we were both surprised that he didn't win the frame from that visit. I didn't see him missing that black. So he looks
Thank
in,
you, frame four.
you know, he looks in good touch, Rob. So
Robert Milkins to
yeah,
make.
I still think this one is in the balance. Obviously, Stewart is favourite because he's 2-1 in front, but this could still go either way.
That's a milking special.
Yeah, great long red there from Rob. And he's played that really well. Great shot.
8. 9.
Nice angle now to put this black screw into the reds. Oh, look at the action he's got on that. He was hoping to get a contact there to leave him on that red that is
60.
closest to the black.
Little fiery wanted that one. Little fiery.
That's a great recovery. And he's back
17.
in perfect position. I did say I didn't think there would be much safety in this match, and have we had any, Phil?
Minimal. I think it's a fitting climax to what's been a quality 4 days.
22.
Yeah, fair dues to both players for
23.
producing, you know, like I said, it's been a long day, and producing this quality of play. Excellent final so far. And still in the balance. Yeah, just played a delicate little cannon to leave himself on this red on the right hand side.
28.
And played that very nicely. Could have easily gone wrong, that.
$29.
And when he pots the pink here, he's going to nudge a couple more reds into play. I think he's okay, I think.
26, Robert.
Yeah, he is okay in terms of a guaranteed middle distance red. This is a pressure ball.
Thank you. 35.
Yeah, very good shot.
36.
Not sure whether the the red directly below the pink. Maybe he could try to get on that. Play for obviously the red by the black. The way
41.
he's played that, I'm thinking that the red by the black will pot. Yeah, it must do, because he's taking it on.
Robert Milkins, 41.
In the previous frame, he broke down on 31. Missed a simple black. That red was far from simple. But he breaks down on 41 this time.
Yeah, tough red bridging over. Stewart won't be happy with that one. He's knocked the red towards the right hand corner pocket, and this is a chance for Rob. But he'll be happy with it now.
One.
Can Bingham's endgame prove superior again?
Oh, he's played an excellent shot there. And by
5.
taking this red, that will free up the two reds below the pink.
6.
And all of a sudden, within a couple of shots here, this could turn into a very good chance.
$30. 14. 21.
It's a very harsh format, this. Best of fives, round robin, all that kind of stuff. And yet, Stuart Bingham, a long-time member of the elite world's top 16, is closing in on winning the group. And in Group 1, it was another top 16 member, Jack Lazowski, who prevailed. The best seem to find a way, Lee, regardless of format.
Yeah, I mean, you know, a lot. I think a lot has been made about the fact that most of the tournaments are played these days over less frames, but
22.
you know, it's still mostly the top boys that are still winning the tournaments, less frames or not. You know, because they simply are the best players.
Lazowski, world number 12, as I said. Bingham currently stationed at world number 14. I think he would be the first to agree.
Thank
He
you.
came here
28.
lacking confidence. I think the confidence is returning because of how well he's performed.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the number of breaks that he's knocked in, and you know, nothing gives you more confidence than winning. You know, and you know, if he can get over the line here and win this tournament, you know, should stand him in good stead for the Masters.
29.
Still a little bit of work to do here, though. He'll want to try and get. I don't know if certainly the two reds that are together
6.
are looking like the only problem that Stewart's got. So I think the pink will pot. And after potting this
37.
pink, it's going to go back in the same spot where it is now. And then he'll be looking to pot the red on the left hand side and leave an angle on the pink to bring these two reds into play. Struck that nicely again. So the pink will go in a direct line with its own spot, again in the same position. He's just potted it into the right hand black pocket, so we know it pots. Just wants to leave an angle now.
Thank you.
On this
43.
pink to pot the pink and bring those two reds into play.
Thank you. 44.
Well, in fact, it looks like this red will pot to the middle pocket, so that's a massive bonus.
Cheers. 50.
Now pot this, nudge the other red out of the way.
51.
That could be the Rubik's Cube solved. The third frame and the fourth pretty similar.
Yeah, Rob will be kicking himself.
57.
Had chances in both these frames. But you have to give it to
58.
Stuart Bingham. After recovering from the way he played in that first match, he has been very, very good today.
Yeah, one win out of 4 matches. He was staring at the door,
63.
staring at elimination from the tournament. Now
65.
he's got the green to be the Group 2 champion.
$68.
They all say, Lee, may the best man win. Over the 2 days here, the best man has won.
Yeah, I think if you look at the breaks that he's made, it's hard to
72.
argue with that. You know, he's played, certainly again in this final. You know, Rob's only missed 2 balls, and it's cost him the match.
77. Foul. Stuart Bingham.
77 the break
77.
ends at. If Stuart Bingham
Robert Milkins,
isn't
6.
proud of
Stuart
himself,
Bingham.
he should be.
One
In
match.
Group 1, he lost his
Stuart
first 3
Stuart.
matches. Looked like he was going home, but he fought so hard. Finished in 5th place. That gained him a spot in Group 2. And boy, did he take full advantage. He beats Rob Milkins 3-1 in a very high quality final. And he's into the winners group in early March as a consequence. Well done to Milkins also. He played some good snooker in Group 2, but not quite good enough in the final. Stuart Bingham, the world number 14, is through, and he joins Jack Lazowski in the winners group in March. If he carries on playing like this, and bear in mind, he made 8 centuries in this group, Bingham. If he carries on playing like this, he could win the whole thing. He's got past winning form in the Bedvictor Championship League. 7 years ago, he was crowned the overall champion. And who's to say he will not scratch that 7-year itch? So it was quite a group, it really was. Lots and lots of high breaks. And now we know it's going to be quite a group in Group 3 next up, early next month. From left to right, look at this, the recently crowned English Open champion and multiple world champion, Mark Selby. Ricky Walden, then it's Kyron Wilson, who has made 23 century breaks in one single championship league. A world record, that was. Jordan Brown returns, so does Matt Selt, so does Jamie Jones, and the consolation for Rob Milkins, so does he. It's a magnificent 7, and they'll be here on January the 3rd and the 4th. And then we play Group 4 on the 5th and the 6th. Now let's hear from the group winner, Stuart Bingham. He's chatting with Matchroom Multisports' Matt Lynch.
Stuart, you must be rather pleased with how that's panned out the last few days.
Yeah, didn't come here with a lot of confidence. Got lucky, I think, to stay in the first group, and then didn't look good this morning, losing 3-0 to Matt Selt. But while I sort of sat in my chair, I thought, like, something's got to change here, something's got to click. And so from there, I just sort of obviously just started making ton after ton after ton. So something's clicked in the game. Yeah, over the moon to obviously get through in Group 2.
It seemed to be that on days 1 and 3 respectively for you, you seemed to struggle quite a lot, it's fair to say it there, but you seemed to save the best till last when it mattered to obviously get through to this group in the first place and then produce what you have to beat Rob there.
Yeah, like I say, I don't know if I just needed to sort of settle into the group. The sort of first few matches are quite important, and so I think I got really lucky against Ryan Day last night. I think he sort of, I don't think I won it, I think he threw it away, and obviously it can all change, and say losing the first match 3-0 today, it's obviously over the moon to get through, and obviously looking forward to the winners group.
You mentioned their winners group, but before that I've got to ask you, you've got the Masters coming up. It must give you a breath of fresh confidence going into that in January. Yeah,
it's obviously, this is a great tournament in itself. Even if I'd have lost it, I wouldn't have minded, because all of a sudden, straight after the new year, you've got some match practice. So now I've got to sort of try and find a few players. I think Barry said he was up for a few practice games. So obviously it'll give me a lot of confidence. I ain't been the best the last sort of couple of months. I've been sort of struggling on tour, and sort of to come here and sort of produce what I did the last sort of few days sort of definitely picks me up for hopefully for the rest of the season.
We'll touch on winners group now. It means you've got a 1 in 7 chance of getting into the Champion of Champions as well. Must feel good to know that you've got something to look forward to in that sense down the line of a couple of months. Yeah,
exactly. I missed out obviously in the decider against John last year. I'm still sort of fuming on that, sort of 2-all going at the pack and stick to the balls on 40 odd, and John does what he does. He dishes up from nowhere, and it's obviously a great prize. Obviously, you get the Champions. I think sort of last year or just obviously gone. It's maybe probably the first one I've missed, I think, since it started. So it weren't good seeing it on TV. It sort of hurt, but I'm trying to pick my game up to obviously try and win something, and hopefully it could be this.
Well, we hope you have a good Christmas, and we'll see you in the new year.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, everyone. Cheers.
Thanks, Stuart. Thanks, Matt. So the financial reward for Stuart Bingham, just to tell you, for the week, £7,500. For winning that group, he received £5,900. Now, this is the order of play come a week on Tuesday. It is January the 3rd we resume here. Starting out on table 1, it will be Mark Selby against Matthew Selt. On table 2, Ricky Walden makes his introduction into the tournament to take on Jamie Jones. We really do hope you have a great Christmas and a prosperous and happy new year. Please join us again at the Morningside Arena in Leicester on January the 3rd. For now though, from David Hendon, from Lee Walker and myself, Phil Yates, it's a very good evening from the Bet Victor Championship League.